Hi, everybody. This is Ty Bordoni, full-time professional mediator and primary mediation trainer, and I have the pleasure of being with Darius. And I always get your what's your name again?
Linji Nozier.
Horrible. Everybody's gonna see that I messed up your name, Lindsay.
No,
I'm
it's
so
okay.
sorry about that. My apologies. Two amazing 3Ls law students who were in a mediation clinic with Professor Casada at FAMU in Orlando. Great law school. I wish I'd have went there. Not because I didn't love my law school, but because, boy, I would have preferred to pay state fees to private fees. But in any regard, thank you both. We had, I thought, a really great case today that you were able to observe. And the things that stuck out to me, I thought were really important for others to kind of get the benefit, right? And that is, so in the beginning, I had to ask them, the parties, if they would be okay having observers, right? So now, why do we do that? Only named parties are supposed to attend mediations. And if other parties want to attend, they can attend so long as their presence is disclosed and everybody agrees. Now, it has to be voluntary. So what the interesting point was, I asked, and I was really nice, but the individual who was the non-professional, the party who everybody was here to try and help, that individual, when we asked, they weren't sure, right? And so they said, well, I'd like to wait until my representative comes. Absolutely, of course, their representative came, as well as did the other side. And that party wasn't there when I asked the other two. They were fine with it. But when that party came back, I then again said, okay, so now that you're back, you've indicated that you wanted to ask your representative. And the representative said, no, it's okay. And she was like, yeah. I mean, they were like, eh. And what I did was I stopped and I said, I gave a quick little story about when I was in the military, right? Because there was a sergeant, no one liked him and he did stuff wrong. And so people complained, and then the captain came in front of everybody. The captain said, would anyone like to complain? No one raised their hand because they were pressured. So I told that quick story. And I said, so with that said, I really prefer, let me put you in a separate room with your representative so that you can feel free to really let them know if you're comfortable or not. And I did so, right? And they came back and they were like, yes, we're fine, right? So what are your thoughts? Was that appropriate for me to do that?
I think it definitely was. It definitely allowed her to make the decision without all of us, being there and pressuring her to allow us to be involved.
Right. I definitely agree. It was a great tactic on your end. And I think she recognized the validity of it because, as you mentioned, you did not pressure her at all and you gave her the opportunity to speak to her representative.
Yeah, right. It's important that one of the most important things is the right of self-determination, right? That we're not pressuring folks. And I would tell you, right, if with everybody watching, the other side, her rep, the two of you and me, she might have felt a little pressure. And had I let that stay that way, it was more appropriate the other way. Then there was no question. Plus, I would tell you, transparency is what allows parties to feel good. If they trust you, they trust the process, right? And if they trust the process, then they're going to be more inclined to be in agreement. Not so, and so I thought that was a really good way of doing it. And look, you were able to observe, right? So I was really, really, really happy about that. And that was probably, in my mind, that was like, oh, what a great teaching moment. And so it's just really, really important, to bring that. And there was another issue that I wrote down really quickly, and I thought this was important too. There was at one point where her representative said something to the effect of, now that COVID is over, now everyone, I don't want to get political, but I didn't agree that COVID was over. But did I say anything about that? Did I insert myself?
No, you did not.
Right. can you see how it would have been inappropriate? I would have like, COVID's not over. It's not my mediation, right? And imagine if that comment what would it have sparked? I don't know, but we're Americans, and Americans have the right to their opinions, but we're American mediators. And I don't think American mediators have a right to their opinion in mediation. It's not about me, it's about them. And I caught myself, and I just kind of smiled, and right? So what's the point there is you're gonna have strong feelings on some things sometimes, right? Keep it to yourself. Unless it impacts mediation, we can't insert ourselves. Just like sometimes you're gonna see someone agree to something, and inside the lawyer in you is kind of, don't sign. But so long as they're not pressured, we have to become comfortable with letting people make bad, right? It's legal to enter into a bad deal. That's not our right. Our concern is that they're comfortable and that their right to self-determination is in no way impinged upon, right? And so long as they're like, no, I'm comfortable giving away the farm, we have to let them give away the farm, right? So did you guys catch, did you at any moment when he said, now that COVID's over, did you see my face change? Did you notice, or did you not notice? Did I play it off well?
I think you played it off a little bit well. The only reason that I kind of knew that you wanted to say something was from Saturday, because of the conversation. But besides that, you played it off really well.
Right. Oh my God, you were there too, right,
Lindsay? You did play it off well. I wasn't
you
on
weren't?
Saturday.
Oh, okay.
No.
Right. The other student who was with you at our last mediation was there. But you're right? And one of the only places that sometimes a mediator, I would think, can have an opinion would be their safety, the safety of others. And that's what we were talking about. We were talking about where things like COVID-19, like if it's political, keep your opinion to yourself. No one will know whether I was a Trump supporter or not a Trump supporter, but that's a hot topic. But not in my mediation, not for me, right? Regardless of how I feel on that subject. COVID, however, now we're not going to get into it because we'll go too long, but the point of the matter is, still, I kept it to myself. And that's what I was looking forward to going over this, because you each, I'm sure, and I'm not going to ask your opinion, but I know you each must have an opinion on it, but it wouldn't matter in mediation, right? That's the point. Any other departing thoughts? I thought that was a great mediation for you to see. We didn't even go into everything that happened. There was great stuff that happened in the mediation as well, but I was really happy that you were both there. Any thoughts? It was good stuff, right? So listen, thank you both for joining and for observing, and I hope you I hope it was a great mediation for you. And I hope anyone listening out there, I hope you took something away from this. Please feel free to like and share this if you thought it was appropriate. And by the same token, if you want to join the subscriber list, please do that. And at the end of the day, the most important thing to me is, what is it that makes mediators better mediators? Experience, right? And while the two of you didn't mediate, your observation, you were still there. It was a great learning experience. So if you can't get more experience mediating, you can get experience observing. So please go observe, but keep mediating, keep making a difference in the world, and I will see you all soon. Thank you both.